welcome. Hi, come on in. Good morning. Hi, guys and girls, welcome. We're high up on the ridges in Finchampstead, and the first script was about Antonia, and you saw the film. That was taken on the 23rd of April last month, 2026. At the top of we're right at the top, the oldest house on the ridgeways, because it's actually more on the ridgeways, is Antonia. And there's giant redwood trees, but they're known as Sequoia giganteum. I think I got that right. They're planted in 1869 in remembrance to the old Duke of Wellington, who took control, never lost a battle, beat Napoleon at Waterloo, of course, with the help of Blucher from the Prussians. I think we'd have beaten them anyway without this help, but that's besides the point. He's got a lot of things named after him, including the Antonia Drive. He died in 1862, I think. And Antonia is on a ley line. The road runs downhill towards Crowthorne, which is the town about 2 miles away. On the way, there's a roundabout, which is probably just visible in the video. And there's another ley line running through that part of the estate. Hello. Look who that is. I got a little dog here. How you doing? How you doing? We're live, mate. You're not supposed to be in the film. You know that, don't you? It's a busy family here. All right, so Crowthorne's 2 miles away. On the left, before you get there, is East Berks Golf Course. I'm a member there. And on the right, just a bit further on, there's Wellington College. And Wellington College is obviously named after Duke of Wellington as well. And the opening shots were taken on the 23rd last month. The focus of this particular video, our fourth. I hope you have been with me for the other three, but it doesn't matter. You can pick and choose as you wish, I hope. The focus is Ley Centres of Cornwall. I've written 4 manuscripts on the Ley Centres of the southwest of England. That's Cornwall, obviously, Devon, Somerset, and Dorset. I've stopped there. This is the map of the southwest of England. Down here you have Cornwall, Devon, about the 3rd largest, maybe 4th largest county in England. Somerset, and a little bit Dorset. It's not, Dorset comes around here. So that's a quarter of an inch to the mile map. And Cornwall itself is a land of mystery, land of legends, of fairies and pixies, and it's bounded here. It's also the home of Daphne du Maurier. You'll see the slide. She wrote many an excellent book about Cornwall and many other places. One of the best, I think, was on Bodmin Moor, the inn called Jamaica Inn. And I've read that a couple of times now. And there's the picture. It's also the land of King Arthur and Merlin. And how they managed to do that, I don't know. It's a nice little take on me being King Arthur. I think perhaps he was a proper strong guy, not just someone like me. The land was also loved by many, many people, but one person I share the love of Cornwall with, he since died a long time ago, of course, was Sir John Betjeman, poet laureate between 1972 and his death. 12 years later, I think, 1984, he's buried at St Enedot Church, which is by Damar, up near Polzeth, and he spent many a year living in Trebetherick. in Cornwall. His love for Cornwall is like mine. As a child, he went there on holidays, and I did. My family took me there 8 years running, the first 5 in a Morris Minor. So, what is a lay centre? You're probably already asking, what's he on about now? The lay centre. I've written down a very short, if you like, description of lay centres. This will be shown on the video. Basically, they're points where more than 2 ley lines cross. They converge or cross over each other. They are very distinctive points on the landscape, which are often connected with water, underground water, aquifers, etc. Such sites like stone circles, peaks of tors, the summit of hills, crossroads, some named crossroads, menhirs, ancient crosses, most of which replaced the menhirs, barrows, and other prehistoric sites. Also some churches that were built on the old pagan sites, and mounds and barrows and wells, holy wells in particular. You can use all sorts of terms for them. I prefer ley centres, crossover points, convergent sites, intersections, hotspots of ley energy, centres, junctions, points of termination of leys. Fine. The next slide shows you the 20 that I've so far discovered in Cornwall. There's obviously probably more. They're not normally close together. Very rarely do you see them close together. On Bodmin Moor, there's a few that are close together. And in Dorset, there's 4 pretty close together. But it's unusual. They're usually a fair bit of land between them, many miles. They don't normally, because they're centres, you see. The 2 biggest centres of such, ley centre energy, etc., are Stonehenge, as you would expect, and Avebury, which is about 1,000 years older than Stonehenge. Okay, so first of all, we're going to show you the 9 stones. I'm sharing a slide with the 9 stones. We promised to show you this last video, but I forgot. But anyway, so the connection is continuity. And as I promised, there it is. This is a slide drawing, A3 of the 9 stones. This is a 4+2. That means there's 4 validated ley lines going through the 9 stones. There's probably 5, but I can't prove the 5th is no better than the 5+. The others are 6s and 7s and 1 8. So it shows ley number 10, which we mentioned in the last video, coming down from the top. And there you go. That's the first one. There's 2 more. Okay, so you've seen the map. This is the most intense area on in England. I know you said on the planet, but I can't really tell you that. That's West Penwith, Land's End, and John Michell wrote a book, excellent book, on the old stones of Land's End, and he did a survey of these sites. It's the most intense area with the more antiquities per square mile. It's only 7.5 square miles, 7 by 8, if you like. It's a small area. That's why they don't have a 7 or 8 validated line. They've got a couple of 6s though, and some of them all centre St Michael's Mount, which is here. Look at these lines. There's 7 of them, 7 lines, but only 1 is validated. So I'm not even putting that in as validated. It's 0+7. A lot of them have got 4s and 5s, but of course it's a restricted area. In John Michell's excellent book, The Old Stones of Land's End, he states, and quite correctly too, that it's a restricted area, but there's more antiquities and stone circles in such a small area, and half of them, even quite a lot of which he knew, are no longer there. Farmers have ploughed over them or broken them up, unfortunately. That's the story of of antiquity. Antiquities, monuments being destroyed. It's a shame, great shame. The next one, and the third, the last I'm going to show you today, is of Penfound Manor. Penfound Manor is probably the oldest manor house in the UK. Certainly the oldest continuously used manor house. It's level with Widemouth Bay. Bude is up here, 2 miles from the centre here, and it's in Cornwall, obviously. There's 3 validated lines, 2 6s, one 7, I think, and plus 2 others that go through the centre of this amazing house, a manor. They have a farm as well nearby. But isn't that just something else? All converging on that point. It's a special place, a Ley Centre.
John, what is the myth behind St George and the Dragon?
Well, the meaning behind it is it's all to do with the clergy of the church. They saw the opportunity, of course, in those days, and in China still, they call ley lines dragon lines. There was no dragons as such, certainly not in this country. So it's the church taking the opportunity, if you like, symbolic opportunity to slay, destroy the ley lines. So St George kills the dragon, and that was what we have a slide of it. That's what we were on about St George's Day. It's a term that not only the Chinese use, but other countries too. St George, of course, was helped by 2 other saints. Saint Michael, who was the saint associated with high places, the churches built on tors, Brent Tor in Dartmoor, and of course, what you've seen, St Michael's Mount in Cornwall. He was aided and abetted by St Andrew, well known in the East Anglia, and of course, patron saint of Scotland. And you'll find that there's a lot of churches dedicated to St Andrew in the north and Scotland. So, you have one more question, I think?
Could you please give us further details of what many call earth magic that you call ley energy?
Yes. Well, there's 2 terms there, and it's deliberate on my part because ley energy takes from the earth energy, what they call earth magic. How do I explain it? So there's a difference between ley energy and earth energy. One is a perfectly straight line, designed and developed by mankind back in prehistoric times. The other is a stream of energy in places like Dartmoor and Bobbymoor and Land's End. Of course, there's a whole lot of granite, which we explained in the last video. Below the level of ground, there's no seepage of water, so it holds the water. And the leys like start mainly at a sighting point on the high point, maybe a tor or the summit of a hill. And then the old Dobman used to spot the next point in alignment. And in between, they would cross over a earth energy stream. And they probably plant a menhir there, rather like an acupuncturist needle. The needle drives into the crackers in the body or the nervous points that release the stress in the body. A bit the same with these great big 12, 15, even 20-foot menhirs that have been worn down and destroyed and broken up and laid down recumbent over the years. They planted them in exactly the right place so that you could tap the earth energy. There's nothing straight in nature. Ley lines are not natural by any stretch of the imagination, but these streams are, and they wind around. I've got a very rough picture of this, which we include in the slide so you can see it. And the straight line, of course, is man-made, and the natural line crosses it in different places. And they're nodes. Where it crosses, there's nodes, and they're quite often a stone circle built on top, or a holy well that comes to the surface, of course, in springs and in wells. And there's always water around these special places, such as ley centres. And that's where they get the energy from, and of course they can propel it forward then. And you usually get a major indicator every mile and a quarter. If it's 4 miles without one in the middle, and it's been lost or yet to be discovered underneath the earth, you can probably find some out there on Bodmin Moor and Dartmoor and elsewhere. So we're going to include that slide. So thank you for watching this video. We've come to the end. Hope you enjoyed it. We do plan a fifth. That'll be on the Ley Centres of Devon. And if there's a sixth, it'll be joint between Somerset and Dorset. I'm thinking that there's only going to be 3 on the Ley Centres of the southwest. So please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and thanks to Mr. and Mrs. Jerry and Jane Paxton for the use of their beautiful house. Bye for now.